This is a quick video on a new calculator that we recently published on our website. And this is for commercial cleaning services, marketing return on investment calculator. That's ROI calculator. And this can apply to commercial cleaning services, janitorial services, and any of the specialty services like disinfection, commercial carpet and tile, VCT floor waxing, and floor service in general. And what this calculator, which you can find on our website at methodcleanbiz.com, and and what this calculator is all about is determining how much money we can spend on an advertising campaign, taking into account gross profit. So, for instance, most commercial cleaning services offer several different services, and each of these different services can be different sizes and have different gross profit margins. That's why we're going to do this exercise real quick, and what you'll see is when you change the profit margin on these different services and the volume, it can completely change how much money you're willing to spend to get that money. So that's the whole purpose. That's the goal. And this is a really quick, simple calculator. You only have to enter three things: your total revenue, your gross profit margin percentage, and the cost of the ad campaign, the cost of the marketing campaign. So just to show you with commercial, one of the things with commercial is that commercial, you are often talking about recurring revenue. So you might be talking about a $10,000 a year job, 20,000, 50,000, because you're not just selling a one-time service, you're selling with janitorial services, you are selling a recurring service, $800 a month, $2,000 a month, 5,000, depending on what your goal is. And all these different sizes and services can have different gross margins. So let's say, for argument's sake, that you have 10,000 in revenue that you're bringing in for this campaign, and your gross margin is 50%. Now we can start looking at, well, how much money do I want to spend to get that? Let's say I spent $500 in order to get this revenue and profit margin. Well, we can see down here that that would be a 9-to-1 return on investment, which would be great for gross profit. Remember, if you're used to thinking about uh, return on investment in terms of revenue, it might take you a minute to get used to thinking about it in gross profit if you're used to those numbers. But a 1-to-9 return on investment for gross profit would be an awesome return. That would be a really great return. But let's say now we can start to do exercises and say, okay, well, what if I spend $1,000? Now I'd be at a 4-to-1 return. So I would still be okay with that for to receive $4,000 a year in revenue or in gross profit. I would be fine with spending $1,000. So that's why we're doing this. Now you can see as we change some of these numbers how your return on investment changed, and that's the whole purpose of doing this exercise. So let's say that you're bringing in 15,000 a month from a new campaign, but the gross margin is higher. It's 60%. And now you can see how the return on investment completely changes. And maybe you're even willing to double that and say, well, I'm willing to spend $2,000 a month in order to make that kind of profit. That would knock your return on investment down to 3.5. This is all up to you. We all have different business models. I'm not judging or saying to do it this way or that way. This is something that's up to you. And for the final one, let's just look at a smaller specialty service. Let's say you bring in $7,000 a month for a disinfecting service or something high margin, commercial carpet cleaning, something like that. But the gross margin is 70%. So every month you're bringing in $7,000 for this campaign at a 70% gross margin. Now you can start to say, well, how much money in advertising can I spend that I'm comfortable with? And now you can see at $500 a month in advertising costs, I'm getting almost a 9-to-1 return, which is really good. And then you can just continue to progress through this and say at 1,000 a month, and you have to find out where you want to be. I just made these numbers up. You'll have to use your own numbers and try to help figure this out. I'm not saying these numbers are real, or saying you have to do it this way. Everybody has a different number down here. Some of you may want a 10 return or even a 20, which is fine. This is just a quick exercise on our calculator, and you can find it at our website at methodcleanbiz.com. It will be in the description section of this video.